I got to talk to my colleagues sometimes. You know, we got Rone here today, and you know, of course, Rone knows the greatness of Body Armor.
The best.
I mean, all natural, no dyes. Everything in here is real, not fugazi, you know, and it's just better, you know. That's why you have to choose better. Choose Body Armor.
Well, when you're walking as much as you do,
oh yeah,
hydration
definitely
is one of the keys.
Especially when the summer's getting in here, you might need to double fist those bottles.
Well, finally it's nice out. I heard there hasn't been a sunny weekend in the New York metropolitan area
But
since,
you know what's coming up?
1960.
4th of July, we got these new shirts, and I got a little present for you.
What the heck? Oh, whoa!
Perfect for your 4th of July picnic, going to the beach. I mean, look at this. It's this is the look for summer. The new Frank Walks T-shirt, celebrating America, celebrating the 4th of July. Look at that. I'm carrying the American flag. I got my hot dog hat on. I got my winter coat on, but it's all seasons because I walk all seasons.
What a great gift. Thank you so much. You guys better get one today. Store.barstoolsports.com.
Barstoolstore.com, yes. Barstoolsports.com. There we go. Let's go.
Frank walks. It's time for Frank walks.
All right, it's a nice day in New York. Well, you're a new father. You're a new father for the first time.
I know. Oh my gosh. It's pretty wild, man. Having these two kids it's not 0 to 60, it's 0 to 120.
I mean, I think about our boy Mikey Betts, who he has his little girl baby Betts there, and you know, 1 is tough.
1's a lot.
2, you had twins.
2 is so hard that it's almost like, you know, I don't know what I'm missing with 1. When someone has 1 and they go to 2, they have a baseline. My baseline is already just shit. And I mean that literally. These babies have pooped on me. But you sent some very nice messages when we first.
Oh yeah, you got the prison guards, didn't you? The prison outfit.
Yeah, that was so nice. Thank you so much. That was.
I always like that. I just did 9 months on the inside.
That's hilarious. So thank you so much. That was above and beyond. My wife and I really appreciate that. Frank, good guy, great gifter. People don't know that about Frank. A great gifter. But yeah, 2 kids. I'm trying to think of some great father-son sport duos that I can try and emulate. Now the dad's not going to be as good, but hopefully the son will be as good.
In hockey, you got the Hulls.
The Hulls, and that's a whole family affair.
Well, Bobby and Brett were both great.
Now, who would you say is a better baseball father-son duo, the Bonses or the Griffeys?
Bonses.
Really?
Now it's not far off.
Yeah, that's actually a good.
It's not far off, but Bobby Bonds narrowly missed becoming the first player to have a 40-40 season in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah. So
of the dads, who is better, Bobby Bonds or Ken Griffey Sr.?
Bobby Bonds.
Was he really?
Yep.
See, I didn't even know that because of the generation of where Ken Griffey Jr. was kind of my first crack.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Sr. was a good player, a good fielder who won an All-Star Game MVP.
And what about longevity-wise? Which one of them played longer? I know Griffey Sr. was there long enough to play against his son.
Both had significantly long careers.
Interesting.
Like Bobby Bonds was playing in the 60s into the early 80s, and Griffey Sr. played about from the 70s up into the early 90s.
Jesus Christ.
So
that's good longevity.
Bobby Bonds was actually a guy who bounced around at the end of his career, but he played for a lot of teams, and he had like multiple dirty seasons.
It's interesting to see.
Also multiple Gold Gloves. So Bobby Bonds was a very good baseball player who could have been even better. Griffey, he was a good baseball player who maximized his talent as a leadoff hitter on the Big Red machine.
I forgot that he was a Red. I knew his son was a Red, eventually, but I forgot that he was a Red.
Griffey Sr.'s best years were at the Reds. And of course, he played for the Yankees too. which is, and when he was with the Yankees, Junior was about 13 years old and was playing on the field, and he got kicked off the field as a 13-year-old, and the rest of his career held a grudge against the Yankees.
Really?
Yep, he actually said if the Yankees traded for me, I'd rather retire. I would. He had a specific no trade clause to the Yankees. He said he would never play for the Yankees. If they're the only team available, he would retire.
Just because of that one incident.
Yeah, and also his father was with the Yankees under some of the worst George Steinbrenner years, where basically, like, if they lost the game, he like snap. I can't imagine what that's like.
You can? Oh my God.
I couldn't imagine what it's like to deal with a guy like that. And he's the owner.
Yeah.
It would basically be like if
you owned a team.
If I owned a team, yes.
Yeah. You have to have a kindred spirit, kind of with Steinbrenner. You and he have to. Don't you look at him and be like, hey, that's how I would have done it. Doesn't that make you like him a little bit more?
A little bit.
But at the same time, that's a rival for life.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. He has an extreme. He had an extreme like hatred and jealousy and resentment for the Mets, especially the '86 Mets, because at the time the Mets overtook the town.
And he doesn't want that happening again.
Yeah, got news for him.
Yeah,
could be coming.
That news, huh? So when we look at other father-sons, what about in the NFL? I know that we're kind of at a point where guys who I watched play when I was growing up, now their sons are in the league. Guys like Asante Samuel, or even Coach.
Yeah, the Matthews family.
Yes, Bruce Matthews,
Clay Matthews Jr. and Clay Matthews III.
Wow.
Yes, Bruce Matthews and Clay Matthews' father also played in the NFL. That's actually a three-generation family. The Boones, that's a multiple generational family in baseball.
Okay.
And related, by the way, did you know this? Yankee manager Aaron Boone, his father was Bob Boone, catcher for the 1980 Phillies.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I don't think I knew that. Or maybe I just hadn't put two and two together, that was the Boone from the Phillies. I was born in '88, so I'm a little bit behind. I only caught lore of that team.
Well, Aaron Boone is a big Eagle fan.
Is he really?
Yes.
I love to hear that. Must have been a great winter for him as we took care of him.
So, and their grandfather Ray Boone played.
Really?
And Bob Boone was the catcher of the '80 Phillies when they won their first World Series, and that's a three-generational family. And Brett Boone is Aaron Boone's brother, and they're related. Did you know this? To legendary frontiersmen.
No, Daniel Boone?
They are directly related. They are like great. I don't know how many greats you could put in there. Grandson of Daniel Boone.
What a boon to their family. That's fantastic. Wow, I had no idea that there was so much lore involved with
Go Yankees, go.
You know what sport hasn't had really great father-sons is there hasn't been that, except for maybe the Shays, Dolphin Danny Shays, but there's been like, I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not that good. I mean,
Brunson's.
Well, but
was Rick though?
Rick was a bench warmer.
But Ron and Bronny, I guess.
Bronny's a bench warmer.
Barely. So this is where basketball gets interesting for me, because I think basketball is the sport where twins have recently thrived the most.
The Lopez twins.
I have twins myself, so the Lopez twins done really well. The Markeith and Marcus Morris twins.
The Grants.
Or Horace and Harvey were twins?
Yes, they were.
I didn't realize those are twins.
Other twins, NFL, the McCourty twins.
Oh yes, the McCourty twins. What do they have, a podcast together now?
Yeah, and they're going to be a possible Frank Guest walk soon.
Really?
Yes, Frank.
That's a good promo. That's
yes,
really
it
good
is.
Promo. And now there's the Thompson twins, the Asor and Amen Thompson from the Rockets and the Pistons. The
greatest twins of all time? Hockey. Henrik and Daniel Sedin.
Sedin.
And what's great is their stats are almost identical.
That's insane.
They are both Hall of Famers. They are the Canucks got the second and third draft pick in 1999 and picked them second and third.
That's so amazing.
They are basically identical career stats. A little bit here, a little bit there, but they're almost identical. And both are in the Hall of Fame. Both played their entire career with the Vancouver Canucks, retired at the same time, and went in the Hall of Fame at the same time.
Somehow that makes more sense to me than when twins are completely separate, and one is way better than the other. Like how Brooke Lopez has had a longer career than Robin Lopez, or how Marcus Morris and Marquise Morris have vastly different stats. Shouldn't they have like basically the same skills, qualities? They train together. How is one better than?
Well, you know who had a twin, don't you?
Who's that?
Former Rough and Rowdy boxer.
Yes.
Jose and Ozzy Canseco, and
I thought you were
Ozzy.
talking about the Abel brothers.
Oh no, well them too, but they're the unable brothers.
Right.
I'm talking about Jose and Ozzy Canseco, where Jose became MVP, All-Star. Ozzy didn't use the steroids, and didn't.
I mean, that's basically, you gotta laugh at that guy, but that's basically a case study on what steroids can or won't do for somebody. You know, if you put both of them in, it's like a double-blind study. One of them is a Hall of Famer who has anger management issues, and the other one we kind of forget about.
So Frank, let me throw out a prompt. Maybe you might cut my voice out. What's your earliest memory of working with Rone, and what has it been like seeing him blossom the way he has with his career?
Well, Rone was blossoming before I even started at Barstool, so he has always been there. But he is one of the people who like welcomed me into Barstool when I came full time. He did some of my shooting of my soda reviews, which are kind of like semi-retired. You might see one pop up every now and then, but I think I've made reached the limit on those.
I think that was like almost, I wouldn't want to say training wheels content.
Yeah.
But it was like structural content where it's just like, okay, let's just get numbers on the board.
Yep.
And I feel like when you first started working at Barstool, Dave was like, all right, I want Frank here, but I want him on a pitch count. And Dave is very rarely wrong, but I think that from the beginning, I kind of thought like, no, Frank's a guy that you want in here every day. And I think that Dave has even said like, you know what, I was wrong. Frank's a way bigger star. They thought it was going to be the NJ Transit video every day at the office. And maybe it is at some points, but I think that there is an intentionality that you kind of bring to the table with the way that you make content, in that you really want your output to be high. Do you think that there's a strategy behind that, or what can people learn from that?
Consistency. If you put something out there consistently and something for people to go to, they know that, hey, he's going to have something today, and I think that's important to me.
What is an idea that you have thought would get really big that didn't, and what's an idea that you thought maybe wasn't a crazy idea that you've seen really work for you?
Well, Frank Walks, that's really blown up, I got to say. One thing I thought would be better, and I'm trying to get it up a little bit better, is the stadium tours.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something I enjoy seeing, but yeah, want to see more of.
Yeah.
One of the things I appreciate about your content, though, is that you will.
I mean, Tank Cook, that's something that's it's gone wild. And what's crazy is sometimes I think, like just cutting an onion, people think I'm going to cut my finger off.
I know. What the heck? Why did people believe in you? People were worried about it.
I mean, I got close, but hey, I cut the onion, didn't I?
Do you remember on the first soda reviews that I filmed for you, there were kind of, obviously we have
Oh, Lester's.
Yes.
The Lester Fixins, the disgusting sodas.
The disgustings were part of it, but even the way that I filmed, I feel like I was just trying stuff out because I was trying to learn about as a content creator too. Sometimes I'd be zooming in, and it was just with a GoPro type of camera that didn't have any zoom. So sometimes I'd be getting like 3 inches from your face, and you'd have to be like, "Hey, back it up a little bit."
And then now you got your own thing, Rone.com. You got your battle rap going.
Yeah, we have Rone.com going. We're just trying to make content every week for the people. And I think that you and I are of the same mind when it comes to that. Like, I want to be consistent. I want to have a stream that I put out every week, and I want to have at least one video that's curated, that's coming out, and that's along with Son of a Boy Dad, that's along with the Pat Bev stuff, that's along with all the
Pat Bev, we got to get him on a walk.
Got to get him on.
And what we got to do now is we want to try to get Pat Bev, and we want to take him to Rucker Park, walk on Rucker Park, and play on Rucker Park.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
I mean, you know the legends that have played at Rucker Park, right?
I love watching the old videos of Rucker Park. Who do you think the biggest legend to ever play there is?
Kareem. Kareem played there.
Yeah?
When he was like growing up, he played there. Dr. J played there. You name it, they played there.
My dad went to high school at LaSalle High School on 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street. And he said that he used to go into school and the athletic director would always be screaming about this kid, Lou Alcindor. And he was saying, this guy Alcindor can't be in high school. He's too big to be in high school. He was positive that he was cheating somehow, that it was a Danny Almonte.
Yeah, well.
And then when I was a kid, I was like, who's Lou Alcindor? He was like, that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who we were playing against him.
Yeah, well, Kareem, let me tell you something about Kareem. They banned dunking in the NBA, in the NCAA, because he was so good. They banned dunking when he came to UCLA, they banned dunking and they still couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him. He made that everyone that talk, I mean, I think Jordan's the GOAT.
Of course.
But then they go, oh, well, did LeBron did a close second? No. Kareem is
forgotten to the sands of time.
I mean, people forget how great Kareem was, and I hate the Lakers.
Right.
But
great. He won at every level.
He dominated every level.
Yeah. Kareem took care of business. He was incredible. And the fact that they banned dunking is a mark in his favor, which is why I wanted them to ban the tush push, because that would have solidified the Eagles as one of the most dominant teams of all time. Because whenever you have to change a rule for somebody, that means that they've done something that nobody can stop.
The trapezoid. The hockey trapezoid.
What was that?
You ever go to a hockey game? You see that behind the goal net, they have this trapezoid?
Yeah.
Where the goalie cannot skate the puck around that trapezoid and skate it out.
Why'd they change that?
Because Martin Brodeur was almost like a extra skater on the ice, because the way he would get the puck, skate it around, and fire up the Devils' offense. He was so good at stick handling and puck handling that they created a trapezoid to stop Martin Brodeur's advantage on the Devils.
And isn't that a mark of how great Martin Brodeur is?
He's the greatest goalie ever. Not even close.
Greatest of all time.
I mean, Martin Brodeur, like the last 5 years I was watching this, I say every game you watch him, you just go, this guy's just the best ever. He's just like the best ever. And it just, I miss watching Martin Brodeur play. You know, it just, every save he made, like just like every game he was in, he made like some save that just impossible to make.
Do you think that you were aware of how great he was while he was doing it, or did it take for him being gone for you to be like, wow, Marty was...
No, I knew, especially after the Prudential Center opened, and you're watching his like last 5 years, his last 5-6 years.
Something like this again.
Yeah. And
what are some players playing today that you're like, okay, this guy might be one of the best of all time. We're witnessing greatness. Let's soak it up right now.
Connor McDavid.
Wow.
He's special going into baseball. I'm Judge.
He said Aaron Judge. He didn't want to say it, but he said Aaron Judge. We're watching something special with that guy Judge.
I mean, he's flirting with 400. He has like 23 home runs already, he's going to hit 40, 50 home runs, and he's flirting with 400.
That'd be one of the better seasons of all time if he were able to.
I mean, he's
Yeah, he's up there.
I think basketball's kind of like in a little bit of a transition period because, you know, got LeBron retiring soon. He's past his prime. I mean, LeBron had his great years, these great moments, but I think right now basketball.
But LeBron, Steph, KD, that's kind of the they're washed up. They're still very effective.
Yeah, they're good players, but
the league wants someone new. You know, the league wants new players.
I think Patrick Mahomes is a very exciting player with his just like ability to just like create plays out of nowhere. The way he's able to like improvise.
Oh yeah, it's something uncanny about the way that he can move his body. But on basketball, real quick, about new stars, I have a question for you. Which one is closer to being the greatest of all time on their team? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Tyrese Halliburton? The greatest Thunder of all time or the greatest Pacer of all time? Who's closer to doing it? And a title makes either one of them the greatest of all time on their team, right?
Not necessarily. I think Halliburton's got a ways to go to catch Reggie Miller.
Well, if he wins a championship, he's not the best pacer. He's not a better pacer of all time than Reggie Miller.
I wouldn't say that yet. And Shai Gilgeous, I mean, Durant had some of his best years in OKC.
So who's closer to becoming the best of all time on their team?
I might lean towards Shai Gilgeous.
Okay. He has the MVP.
Yeah.
And Russ and KD also won MVPs there, but then they went to other cities, so their kind of their indelible mark on the Thunder isn't as strong.
Hold on a second.
As Gilgeous's would be. Everything good?
Blood sugar low?
I think that's what that is, or is it lost communication? Yeah, signal loss. I hate when this thing happens. All right, I'll fix it when I get. Shut up!
Everything good?
Yep. For some reason, it loses my glucose monitor loses contact and it annoys me.
Well, it's crazy that it's the same sound as blood sugar low and lost contact.
Yes.
Those should be different sounds.
They should be.
It doesn't make any, because then you're panicking, going crazy, thinking that your sugar's low, and it just turns out that, you know, that the Wi-Fi.
I've had to cut my my Traceba. I had to cut it. Well, I'm still using it, but I was like a higher dose. Now I had to take a lower dose because of just how, I guess it's normalizing my blood sugar.
Let me ask you this, Frank. How great do you feel when you compare how your everyday is now to before you started walking?
Oh, it's 100% better. 100% better.
Do you worry that you become such like a calm and affable person that it takes away some of the secret sauce of Angry Frank that got you hired in the first place?
Angry Frank's always in. It's always there. It's like Bruce Banner.
You won't like it when
it's like Bruce Banner.
Just needs to be unleashed, huh? Yeah.
I gotta hulk up every now and then.
But is that manufactured hulking or is that natural hulk?
Oh, it's natural.
Okay, so that's not the Jose Canseco hulking. That's regular hulking.
Yes.
Well, it really is inspiring to see. Can you explain some of the ways how you feel better, like whether it's physically, mentally, and like
more energy? A lot was made that I used to say that I used to have the sleep shift.
Right.
That's because I was tired all the time. That doesn't happen anymore. I used to take a 3-hour nap or 2-3-hour nap every day. I don't do that anymore.
And what do you think that was due to, that you were taking the nap? Just like you're burning more calories, just like moving around in general?
Just had like no energy. When I was over 500 pounds, I couldn't walk 100 feet without getting winded. Now I'm walking close to 10 miles a day.
Yeah, man, it's inspiring to watch. It seems like You've inspired a lot of people. What does it feel like when someone comes up to you in your life?
Now, what big projects do you have coming up this summer?
I'm working on something called the Nicest, which is rap battles, but everybody's nice to each other. Instead of saying, hey, you stink, I slept with your mother, they're like, your mother's beautiful.
You ever see there's a video of a rap battle where it turns into a brawl.
Of course.
And they have like the, translated, like the, now, even though I have like no proof whatsoever, I am accusing you of being a homosexual.
Yes.
In fact,
I know the actual guys who were in that video. I know them personally.
Yeah, and it's like the goes, I met your mother and she performed the art of fellatio on me. It's like
Very eloquent.
Yeah.
Almost Shakespearean.
And it's a funny video. And then they all start like fighting.
Yeah, that is a timeless one. I remember being in college and they showed that in my public speaking class. And when I was in public speaking, I didn't take it that seriously because I was already doing rap battles. And I would speak in front of a room of 400, 500 people, and I knew I did well. So when it came to public speaking and having a professor tell me I could do well or not well, I really didn't care. So I didn't apply myself in the 18-person class. And because of that, I got a D in public speaking while I was in college. But at the same time, every weekend I was going off to New York to do rap battles in rooms full of people. Because then maybe, the grades don't matter as much.
Yeah.
You can apply it in real life.
Real world experience is always better than what you do in the classroom.
Exactly.
Well, good luck, and hopefully it's going to be a great summer. And thank you for joining us.
Frank, keep on walking. I'm going to send Pat Bev your way as soon as possible, but you've been an inspiration.
Yeah, we'd love to get him to Rucker Park.
You're the man. Appreciate you, my brother.